Okay, today we're going to figure out how to solve problems where you can't do anything with the first digit there. So, here's what I'm talking about. So, we have 65 divided by 7. So, the problems we've been doing, we've been able to go ahead and say something times something equals that. Well, in this case, we can't. There isn't anything that we can multiply by that isn't too big. So we have to skip over it. All we can do is 7 times 0. Okay? That'll give us 0. All right? But we're just going to skip over it and we're going to go straight to 7 times 65. Now, the thing that might be a little intimidating about these problems at first is that, oh my gosh, I have to figure out 7 times 6 what equals 65 first. You might be working with a little bit of bigger numbers, but knowing your facts, you'll be able to do it. So 7 times what gets me as close to 65 as possible? Well, I like to start with going with my tens because I know that one. So 7 times 10 is 70. I know that's too big, so let's just go down one step. 7 times 9, well, that gets me 63. So I'm going to go ahead and do 7 times 9. I'm going to put my 9 here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to subtract 63. And then I'm going to have 2 left over. And I'm going to have a remainder of 2. Okay? All I'm doing is skipping over this first number. I can put the 0 there or not. It doesn't matter. And then just moving over to here. I'm skipping over this because the 7 is too big to fit into the 6. Okay? So let's go ahead and try another one. I'm going to let you try this one on your own. $33 divided by 5. Go ahead and see what you can do with that. All right, so you're having to ask yourself, 5 times what gives me 3? Well, that's nothing but a 0. So I'm going to put a 0 there or not, doesn't matter, and I'm going to move on. 5 times what gives me 33? Well, nothing gives me that exactly, but I do know that 5 times 5 gives me 25, so 5 times 6 gives me 30, and 5 times 7 gives me 35. So I'm going to go ahead and do 5 times 6. I'm going to subtract my 30, and I'm going to have a remainder of 3. Okay? So, let's do another one. This time I am going to throw a little bit of a bigger number your way. 125 divided by 4. Okay? So go ahead and try that. All right, so I'm asking myself, 4 times what gives me 1? Nothing. So we're going to put a 0 there, and I'm going to scoot on. 4 times what gives me 12? Well, that one actually does come out exact. 4 times 3 gives me 12. I'm going to subtract my 12, and then I have 0. Going to bring down the 5. 4 times what gives me 5 or as close to 5 as possible? 4 times 1 gives me 4. Gonna subtract, and I have a remainder of 1. 31 remainder 1. All right, let's do one more big one. Let's do 179 divided by 3. Go ahead and try that one. All right. Can't do anything there. 3 times nothing gives me 1. So I'm going to just move on. 3 times what gives me 17? Well, 3 times 5 gives me 15. 3 times 6 gives me 18. I'm going to go ahead and put that 5 there because I'm working in this space now. So 3 times 5 gives me 15. 2. Bring down the 9. 3 times what gives me 29. Let's see, 3 times 5 gives me 15. I already know that. So 3 times 6 gives me 18. 3 times 10 gives me 30. That's too big. 3 times 9 gives me 27. Let's use that. 2, and I have 59 remainder 2. Okay, so this just now tells you what to do when you run into numbers that you're dividing and you can't do anything with this first digit. Just write a 0 and skip over to the next one. That's all you have to do.